Welcome to Ilẹ Wara, Oyin, a podcast by Bamisile Private Equity. This is our first episode, and we hope to bring an episode to you at least once a month. And we hope that as a result of this podcast, we will spur innovation for investment in Africa from a Pan-African perspective. And we chose to name our podcast Ilẹ Wara Oyin because that means the land of milk and honey. And so the concept behind calling the podcast the land of milk and honey, and of course that is in Yoruba, which is an African language, and represents the culture that I come from. My name is Olayemi, and I am the managing partner of Bamisile Private Equity. So the concept of the land of milk and honey is to say that we as Africans often look at America and Europe and all these other places as the lands of milk and honey, the lands of opportunity, the places to go to be able to say that you've made it. But in fact, we know that Africa has much of the precious minerals and resources and all of the things that the world needs to actually run. And so the idea and the concept behind the land of milk and honey as the name of this podcast is to push the idea that Africa as a continent is the true land of milk and honey. And if we as Africans realize that, we can start to mobilize and invest in developing Africa into the continent that it needs to be to restore onto it glory and to uplift all of our people. Ultimately, Bamisile Private Equity as an investment firm was created for the purpose of uplifting the everyday African through the different consultative services that we provide and the different venture capital and at one point private equity funds that we have and that we will have over the coming years. We hope to create jobs across the continent. We hope to invest in different industry sectors that we believe are underserved or ignored. And we hope to give good quality jobs to everyday Africans to uplift the quality of life for the everyday African, and ultimately make Africa as a continent into the place where the world will want to be for health, where the world will want to be for education and etc. So turning the continent into that place of milk and honey, where those who have been exploiting Africa are not the only ones who would know that Africa is the land of milk and honey, but that even us, we will know that, and the world will come to us as the center of excellence for all things. It may take some time to get towards that place, but Bamisile Private Equity is committed to doing its part in fostering that environment to lay the groundwork for allowing that to happen. And so there are many entrepreneurs and there are many venture capitalists and private equity firms and etc., different parties that are out here trying to make the continent better. We want to do our part. So in other episodes that you will see of Ilẹ Wara Oyin, we're going to discuss various topics of things that affect Africa. And every time that we tackle a topic, we're always going to aim to bring that topic back to a private capital perspective, such as to say, For example, if we talk about waste management as a problem in Africa, we're going to not just talk about these things as problems, but we're going to pose what are current problems, and then we're going to spin them into opportunities for investment and talk about how we plan to do that or how we are seeing others doing that. So thank you for tuning into this first episode. We hope that you will tune into other episodes, get to know more about Bamisile Private Equity and the things that we are looking to do, the services that we provide, get to know our different initiatives, and stay tuned for more engaging, thought-provoking conversations about Africa and how we can turn it into the land of milk and honey, not just from a resource perspective, but from an everyday perspective of the everyday African and their quality of life. Thank you.